4 high schools, 7 middle schools, 1 college, and a university, and much more. Now introducing your most comprehensive weekly local sports show in Madison County, the Richmond Register Sports Show. The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by Metronet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Central Kentucky Pressure Washing. Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. And by MEL'S BARBER SHOP, established 2019. Walk-ins welcome. Visit them 102 St. George Street in Richmond. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms. Here's your host for all things local sports, the Richmond Register Sports Editor, Nathan Hutchison.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Richmond Register Sports Show. My name is Nathan Hutchinson. I'm the sports editor of the Richmond Register, and we appreciate you tuning us in this week. Coming up in just a minute, we will have Bryce Travis, EKU left-handed pitcher and a Madison Central graduate. He'll be here to tell us about how the season is going so far for the EKU baseball team. The Colonels are 7-5 on the season after sweeping a 3-game set from Bowling Green this past weekend here in Richmond at Turkey Hughes Field, and they'll be taking on Western Kentucky, the longtime rival, on Tuesday here in Richmond. So he'll be along in just a few minutes to tell us about the new look Colonels. They've got a lot of new players on the roster this year, but the team's off to a really good start. But as we always do, we like to start off this week's show with a recap of the week that was in Madison County sports. And high school basketball season is over in Madison County for this season. But man, what a great couple of weeks it was for the Madison Southern Eagles and Lady Eagles. I mean, just a tremendous historic wrap up to seasons for both teams. They swept the 44th District Championships for the first time in school history. Both teams moved on to the semifinals of the 11th Region Tournament. The Lady Eagles won a school record 22 games. Just lots of great stuff to report on. And we're going to give you a recap of the 11th Region Tournaments. They got underway on Monday of last week, and we're going to go through every game involving all the Madison County teams. So we'll start off with the girls. And the tournament got underway on Monday night with Madison Southern playing host to Lexington Catholic, and it was the Eagles picking up a 39-38 win. It was just the second straight year that the Lady Eagles had advanced to the region semifinals, and just the third time in school history. It was Macy Daniels hitting 2 of 2 free throws with 10 seconds left to put Madison Southern in front one last time in a game that featured 13 lead changes and 10 ties. Madison Southern was 6 of 6 from the free throw line in the fourth quarter. Lexington Catholic did get the ball back at the very end, kind of had a crazy last-second shot that did not go, but Catherine Truitt, one of their best players, got the rebound and actually got a putback that rimmed out at the buzzer to help preserve a historic win for the Lady Eagles. So after the game, we got a chance to talk to Madison Southern coach Josh Curtis, Macy Daniels, and Hadley French.
All right, we're here at Madison Southern High School, where the Lady Eagles have defeated Lexington Catholic 39-38 in the first round in the 11th Region Tournament. Coach Josh Curtis, Macy Daniel, Hadley French, congratulations, ladies. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
Well, Macy, you went to the free throw line, 10 seconds left, down by 1. You got 2 free throws. What was going through your mind?
Honestly, I just had to block everything out. I had to block the crowd out. I had to block the noise out and focus on making those 2 free throws for my team, because I make my important they were.
What were you thinking when she got up there, Coach? You could be confident in her?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what we were just talking about. You know, you want your seniors, you want your best players taking that shot. And, you know, Macy, she's said it plenty of times that she thrives in the pressure moments. And, I mean, I think she made 4 in a row to ice that one off. So, I mean, it's just big plays by your senior.
And you guys missed a lot of free throws in the first half, but much better in the second.
We made them when we needed to. Focus on the positive.
Yeah. Hadley, I mean, it still just amazes me you're an 8th grader. You just have no fear. You have a big 3-pointer there and another big bucket late that put you guys in the lead, and you just seized the moment there.
Yeah, well, I couldn't have done it without my teammates. They always try to get me the ball, and I just get open.
Yeah. All right, Mason, take us to the last play. They got a couple of shots, and then the last one there, like almost went down. So what were your feelings like when you were watching that last play there?
I was honestly just so proud of my team. We've worked really hard this season. We've worked really hard the past 4 years. I know that senior group has. I think we really deserve this. So I'm very proud of my team.
Josh, what do you think on that last play there?
Gosh, I don't even know what I was thinking, to be honest. I saw her just throw up a crazy shot. I'm like, oh, we got this. And all of a sudden I see Truett jump out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, no. And then lucky for us, the basketball gods allowed that one to rim out.
Yeah, and Hadley, you guys get to play Franklin County Thursday night over there at Berea Arena. So you guys looking forward to that?
Yeah, honestly, I don't think we've ever played them, so we'll be ready. We'll go out to practice tomorrow, scout them, and just come out.
It's school record for wins, right? 21?
Yeah, we just took a big picture and got some water thrown on some bottles, so it was a good time.
Yeah. Right, congratulations. We'll see you Thursday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Macy Daniels finished with 11 points in that game. Morgan Flannery with 9 points, and Hadley French with 7 points as well. That put the Lady Eagles into the semifinals on Thursday at McBrayer Arena against the two-time defending champions from Franklin County. And the Lady Flyers brought in with them the top-ranked offense in the 11th region, and the Lady Eagles' game plan was to try to slow that down, and they were able to do that, holding them to a season-low 38 points. But the Lady Eagles just could not make enough shots. They were just 23.8% from the field, 4 of 7 from three-point range, as they suffered a 37-28 loss at McBrayer Arena in the semifinals. It was Macy Daniels and Morgan Flannery with 8 points each. And then Franklin County on Saturday night went on to beat Lafayette to claim their third straight championship. But the Lady Eagles finished the season 22-12, broke a lot of records, and did a lot of great things. It'll be something that a lot of folks down there will remember for a long time to come. Also in the 11th region tournament, the 44th district runner-up, Berea Community, took on Lafayette on Monday night up in Lexington. And the Lady Pirates got off to a really, really bad start. They were outscored 14-2 in the second quarter. They trailed 20-5 at halftime on the way to a 46-26 season-ending loss to Lafayette. It was Maddie Stepp with 10 points, Chesney Lovins with 5 points and 7 rebounds. Berea Community shot just 20% from the field, 7 of 35, and was 5 of 23 from three-point range. 24-8 on a great season for the Lady Pirates. Over on the boys' side, we'll start off with the first round game on Tuesday night down in Berea. It was Madison Southern taking on Dunbar. The Eagles looking for their first ever win in the 11th region tournament, and they were able to pick that up with a 54-46 victory over the Bulldogs. Eagles were down by 10 points in the second quarter. They were down by 10 points in the third quarter, but it was Zach Hudson who led the comeback. The sophomore scored 20 of his 22 points in the second half as the Eagles rallied for a victory. Jay Rose had 11 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and it was 24-17. Paul Lawrence Dunbar up at halftime, and with 6:27 left, Paul Lawrence Dunbar was up by 4, but the Eagles closed the game on a 14-2 run that sealed the victory. Braden Hudson had 6 points, all those in the fourth quarter, as the Eagles were 9 of 16 from the free throw line in the final period. And after the game, I got a chance to talk to Coach Austin Newton, Zach Hudson, and Braden Hudson.
All right, we're here at Madison Southern High School, where the Eagles have made history once again. First ever 11th region tournament victory, beating Dunbar here tonight. That's Braden Hudson, Coach Austin Newton, and Zach Hudson. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Well, Coach, you guys were down by as much as 10 in the first half. You got a little life there before the half, and then they went up on you by 10 again. So kind of what was the message there at halftime?
Yeah, so we once again let our shot-making ability affect our defense there in the first half. Even though they only scored 24, like our mentality and our attitudes just weren't really needed to be. And we made an adjustment at half, and we came back out, and we had a defensive mentality. And then all of a sudden, when you have that mentality of we're going to get stops and play defense, it's like magic. The shots start falling, and that's what happened.
Zach, you just kept carrying that ball around, but you didn't want to give it up there after the historic victory.
No, coming out of halftime, I knew we needed some offense somewhere around the team, so I tried to give us a little spark and get the crowd going to help us out and get us out to a good lead.
Yeah, and there were other guys that helped out there. I mean, a big dunk by Hezekiah. Brett Ursula had a big basket right before the half to kind of get you guys going as well. So, group effort there, Braden.
Yeah, like you said at halftime, I think we had 17 points. We were like 0 of 10 from 3, so we really needed a spark, and I'm glad that he was able to do that for us.
Yeah, I guess all three of you just talk about what this means. Once again, I mean, another milestone thing. I mean, it's something that these guys have around here have not been able to do for a long time. So kind of what does it mean to all three of them?
It means a lot to all of us, obviously, but we feel like our basketball team we have a really good team, and we just don't want it to end. And we have a new motto thanks to Richie Riley, who's at South Alabama, a good friend of mine. They talk about burning the boats. It's basically there's no option other than winning, and that's the approach that we've been taking here the last few games. It's conquer or be conquered, and we're trying to go on to the next one and win that one.
Sounds like a Viking slogan or something. Burn the boats.
I don't know where he got it, but these guys are believing in it, and we're taking it one game at a time.
All right. Well, we'll see you Friday night at McBrea Arena. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Well, that come from behind victory over Dunbar. Moved the Eagles into the semifinals of the 11th region tournament for the first time in school history. And on Friday night at McBrea Arena, they faced a very familiar foe. The Eagles had lost to Frederick Douglass 62-50 in the first round of the region tournament last year. And coming into the game, Coach Austin Newton told me the key to the game would be points off turnovers. In the game last year in Lexington in the first round of the region, the Broncos had 22 points off turnovers, which was a big reason why they were able to beat Madison Southern. So on Friday night at halftime, the Broncos had no points off turnovers, but in the second half they had 17 points off turnovers and were able to rally for a 60-54 win over the Eagles. Madison Southern had an 8-point lead early in the fourth quarter, but the Broncos closed the game on a 19-5 run. It was Jay Rose for Madison Southern with 25 points. He had 11 of 14 free throws, and in the process he broke the school's single-season scoring record, 668 points, surpassing the mark of 660 set by Tyler Absher. It was Braden Hudson with 11 points, 10 rebounds, and Zach Hudson with 9 points and 5 rebounds. Eagles finished the season at 21-12, and it will be Frederick Douglass and Henry Clay on Monday night at McBrea Arena for the 11th Region Championship. Well, Madison Southern, the 44th District runner-up, came into the 11th Region Tournament last week without their starting point guard. Trey Skaggs was injured at the very end of the District Championship game, but they went up to Great Crossing and put up a heck of a fight even though they were shorthanded. These two teams had met on January 14th in Richmond, and it was the Indians who picked up a 57-45 win, but the Indians had Trey Skaggs in that game. They did not in this one, but still, Central went out to a 15-12 lead after the first quarter. And then they trailed by 4 with about 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Eli Steele hit 1 of 2 free throws. Will Harden was able to track down a rebound and hit a 3 to tie the game at 51 to get it to overtime. But it was the Warhawks who scored the first 10 points of the overtime and picked up a 61-55 win. And it was Madison Central finishing the season at 20-12. So, going on to EKU women's basketball. The Colonels were back into the postseason for the first time in 5 years. They had not played a postseason game since the championship game of the Ohio Valley Conference Tournament in 2017. And they earned the number 3 seed from the Western Division of the A-Sun, which meant they got to host a first-round tournament game. And that was on Wednesday at home against Kennesaw State. It was the first time the Colonels had hosted a postseason game at McBrea Arena since 2003, and it was the Colonels picking up a 71-57 win. It was Alice Recanati with 14 points, 5 assists, Aaliyah Green with 13 points and 8 rebounds. EKU trailed by 2 points heading into the fourth quarter, but outscored the Owls 24-8 in the fourth quarter, hitting 13 of 16 free throws in the final 10 minutes. The Colonels had 10 blocks and 18 assists, and after the game we had a chance to talk to EKU coach Greg Todd.
Obviously, it was back and forth the first half. Neither team could get much of an edge. Third quarter, we hit a tough spot there and got down 7. And I didn't feel like our girls were playing very tough in the third quarter, and we challenged them to play harder. And they've been resilient all year in those situations. I thought we played tougher. Finished that third quarter playing better. In the fourth quarter is for the most part of this season's been our best quarter. I know we've been behind several games this year. A lot of our wins, of our 15 wins, if you can check it out, probably 8, 9, 10 of those wins we've been behind in the fourth quarter. So we don't panic in those situations. And to throw a 24-8, I felt like our girls were just feeling very strong. Had a good crowd here, and very proud of how they finished the game off. Our percentages were good from the field in the 3-point line. It took us a while to get to the free throw line, but once we did, we got 19 free throws, made 15 of them. We ended up we had a rebounding deficit. I thought Ari Kirkwood came in with 9 rebounds, did a really good job for us cleaning up the backboard, but we ended up out rebounding them. So very proud of the effort, and happy that one of our goals was to have a home playoff game. We did that. One of the goals we wanted to be very close, if not have a winning record. We're 15-15, and going to Liberty is part of the tournament. They're a top 50 team. They'll be very tough. I'm sure it'll be a great atmosphere on.
Well, that victory advanced the Colonels on to the quarterfinals of the A-Sun tournament, where on Sunday afternoon they had to travel to Lynchburg, Virginia to take on one of the better mid-major teams in the country, Liberty, who came in with a 26-3 record. Colonels got off to a bad start, missing their first 7 shots, and went on to suffer a 77-57 loss to the Flames. It was Calissa Lacey with 15 points and Jayla Johnson with 13 points. Colonels were down 37-12 at halftime in a game that they were really never in to begin with. But terrific season for the Colonels, 15-16 as they first year in the A-Sun and moving into the conference quarterfinals in their first season in their new league. So moving on to the EKU men. The EKU men were 0-8 on the road during the regular season in their first year in the Atlantic Sun Conference, and that was overall a total of 13 straight road losses on the season. And by finishing as the number 5 seed in the A-Sun West Division, that meant they had to go on the road for a first-round A-Sun tournament game, which meant on Wednesday they were down at Kennesaw State in Georgia. And Colonels got off to a great start, up by 14 points, but they could not hold on, and it was an 82-73 loss that ended their season. Colonels end the year 13-18, 5-12 against A-Sun competition. It was Devontae Blanton, 23 points, 8 rebounds. Jamaru Brown, 22 points, 3 rebounds. Colonels had a 13-0 run early to go up 13-3, and after Rashard Cruikshank hit a three-pointer with 3:48 left in the first half, they were up 32-18. But the Owls finished the first half on a 7-0 run to get back within 7, and took control with they closed the game on a 14-3 run to close out the win in a game that featured 14 lead changes and 5 ties. So the season comes to an end for the Colonels. All right, moving on to other news. High school football. Late on Saturday evening, we got word that Madison Central junior offensive lineman Malachi Wood had made it official, what a lot of people expected all along, and that he would commit to the University of Kentucky. He had an offer from them, I do believe, as far back as last season, so he had a long-standing offer from them. Had a ton of other offers from pretty much every other Division I team in the country. Everybody wanted this kid, but he's going to stay close to home and go to Kentucky. We are hoping to get him in here today to talk to him, but he was kind of wrapped up today, so we're hoping to get him in sometime this week to talk to him about the whole process and everything, and why he picked Kentucky. But Malachi Wood, the Madison Central offensive lineman, has verbally committed to Kentucky. EKU baseball over the weekend. We just mentioned it a little bit ago, but 4 straight wins now for the Colonels, and they swept a 3-game series at home with Bowling Green this past weekend, Friday and Saturday, 7-5 on the season. On Friday was a 4-1 win, which included a 3-run home run by Madison Central graduate Logan Thomason. On Saturday, it was a 12-3 win and a 12-3 win and a 3-0 win over Bowling Green. And the games on Saturday, in the first game, they had 13 hits, and it was Kendall Ewell with 4 RBIs, and catcher Will King with 5 RBIs and a home run. And then on Saturday, 6 pitchers combined for a shutout with 6 hits, and Charles Ludwig hit a home run as well. They'll be home on Tuesday against Western Kentucky at 4 o'clock. Then they go over to Huntington on Wednesday to play Marshall, and then they're at Austin Peay over the weekend for a 3-game set. The EKU softball team was participating in the ASU Invitational this past weekend down at Alabama State. On Friday, they suffered losses to Nichols State and North Alabama. On Saturday, they fell to Alabama State, but did rally to pick up a win over Eastern Illinois on a walk-off home run by Carly Robinson. But then on Sunday, they suffered a 6-3 loss to Eastern Illinois as well. Colonels go to 3-15 on the season. High school baseball and softball will not get started until Monday, March 14th, so we won't have any high school baseball or softball until next week. High school tennis does get underway this week. There are some matches. We'll keep you up to date with those as best we can. And high school track also has another week or so before it really kicks into full gear. So we will have a little break here from some high school sports, but we will certainly have plenty of content for you, plenty of good information, all kinds of good stuff going on, and try to keep you abreast of everything around Madison County as best we can. So as always, check us out on Twitter. Is the best place to be, Richmond R Sports. That's where I spend most of my time, and I'll give us a follow and I'll blow up your timeline. So I'll give you all kinds of good stuff. So, all right, well, that's a recap of the week that was, and coming up here in just a minute, we will have Bryce Travis joining us. So stay tuned.
The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by Metronet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Central Kentucky Pressure Washing. Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. And by MEL'S BARBER SHOP, established 2019. Walk-ins welcome. Visit them 102 St. George Street in Richmond. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms.
All right, welcome back. We are joined by Madison Central graduate and EKU left-handed pitcher, Mr. Bryce Travis. Thanks for coming by on a Sunday afternoon.
Thank y'all for having me.
Kind of rainy afternoon out there. Luckily, you guys moved up you guys played a 3-game set with Bowling Green this weekend. You moved the third game up to Saturday, so you didn't have to play in the rain today. So
yeah, we found that one out on Friday.
That's good.
So it's good though. Good to get it moved up so we can actually get the game in, because today we would not have.
Yeah. And a great weekend for the Colonels. Sweep a 3-game series from a MAC school. Bowling Green picked up wins of 4-1, 12-3, and 3-0, 3-0. You didn't pitch any of those games, but you guys are off to a 7-5 start. Like we were just talking, you don't think you guys were above 500 at any point last year, so it's a great start to the season.
Very good. Yeah, I'm very excited. It's just a testament to how hard we worked over the fall and over the beginning of the spring. Like, we were putting in the work, and it's kind of showing out there on the field. Obviously, rough start with the 3-game set at Mercer, but we came back, and we knew that wasn't us, so we came back and started playing well, and now we're playing well.
Yeah, 4 straight wins, and there's an old saying, you need a scorecard to know the roster, but we were just talking off camera. Lots of new faces on this team, really only about 10 guys that are back from last year. You brought in a bunch of JUCO guys. Only 3 pitchers back from last year, including you, but a lot of the position players are back, but it certainly is a different roster.
A completely different team. Like, I think we brought in 28 junior college guys and 10 freshmen and then 10 returners, so we're about 48 guys. But I mean, it was different at first, just because as a sophomore you're supposed to know some of the team and then didn't know anybody again. But it's been a lot of fun. Like, these guys are really fun to be around and a lot of fun to play with. So good guys.
Yeah, especially with the pitching staff when you only have 3 guys back. And Will Bryan is the closer, and you've started. You've done a little bit of everything, and then you got one other guy back, and everybody else is brand new.
Yeah, everyone. And I mean, we've had very successful starts from some of the guys on the team. Most of the guys on the team have had really good outings here in the beginning, and it's been really nice to have. Yeah. Really nice bringing in guys and them flourishing whenever they get here.
Yeah, talk about the newcomers. Some of those.
So one at the back of the bullpen with Will Bryan, as we were talking about, Garrett Langrel. He's from Mississippi, and he's done real well for us. I think he threw an immaculate inning the other day, and he's been phenomenal. Starters, so our starting rotation is all junior college guys. We brought in Michael Schuler, Reese Brown, Ryan Yates, and then Nico Leanthrakis, which is one of our midweek guys. And they've all been phenomenal. We had really good starts from them this weekend, which all ultimately turned out to 3 really big wins against a good team. And everyone on this pitching staff has been phenomenal to be around. A lot of guys from different backgrounds, different places. We have guys from as far as Florida down, and then going up to, I know one kid from DC, and then a bunch of guys in Ohio. Like, we got it everywhere, all ends of the spectrum. And it's a lot of fun to be around, kind of bringing everything together.
Yeah, I mean, that staff, when you have so many new people, I guess the benefit with the spring sports is they're here in the fall. You guys do off-season work. You do a fall World Series type thing like that. But still, even through all of that stuff, by the time you get to the season, there's still got to be a lot of kind of unknowns.
Well, you would think that, but honestly, like, for this team, I think that we really did know what we were getting ourselves into. Like, we've talked about it since day one. Like, Coach Pro always asks us, what's your all's goal as a team, and we want to make it to a regional. And so, I mean, we obviously know that's not guaranteed. Nothing that we do can really control that outcome, because baseball's too hard to determine if a season is successful based upon the outcome of the end of it. Mm-hmm. But so we're just trying to take it day by day, and we knew that coming in. So we've been pretty successful to start out, and it's been good. It's been it didn't feel like we were hard to mesh together. It was kind of like it felt easy.
Okay. Well, I mean, going forward, I kind of feel bad for these coaches at the college level now. I mean, it's become such a, and we talk about the turnover you guys had, and that's not just with you guys, it's like everywhere. I mean, the players now have the freedom to kind of really do what they want to do, go where they want to go. And, these coaches almost have to re-recruit their own teams every year. So, going forward, I can imagine this is what it's going to be like from now on. There's just going to be a lot of movement all the time, it seems like.
Yeah, the transfer portal is easily accessible now. But I feel like we got, a group of guys that want to be here, want to win. And I don't see that this roster changing as much as last year especially, and not much at all, because I think we got the right guys that were in it for the right reasons. And but yes, it definitely is. The junior college is huge for college baseball. Might not be huge for other sports as much, but junior college is huge for baseball. And the products coming out of there tend to get to D1 programs pretty frequently. So it's just like college coaches are going to see a guy that's proven himself in junior college, and most of the time they're going to try and take a chance on him.
Yeah. Your high school program sent a lot of people to junior college.
Yeah, we actually
Dylan Hatfield to sign with the junior college.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I've tried to keep up with all of the guys. We've been sending quite a few, to be honest with you. A lot of guys going to junior college, especially. I think I've seen Brady Vaughn's doing pretty well over at Lincoln Trail. Ty Brook, a lot of guys are doing very well at their college programs.
Yeah. Well, on the position side of the things, though, you do have 6 of the 9 regular starters back on that side. So the turnover didn't quite hurt as much there, and I think we've seen that from the offense so far. You guys, obviously Kendall Ewell was considered the top prospect in the league in the A-Sun. Logan Thomason, your former teammate at Central. A lot of those guys are back. So
he's been phenomenal. I mean, Kendall is the same guy every time you see him, but he's always improving, always getting better at things, and it's just so good to see, because he is the #1 prospect, and I think is what they let out. Mm-hmm. But even at that, he's still growing and becoming a better player every single day, and that's what the guys around him are pushing him to be a better player, because they're making him work and pushing him in the ways that he needs to be pushed in order to get the most out of himself. Logan's doing the same. Everybody on this team has been really pushing each other to be the best version of themselves, and that's one thing Coach Pro kind of lives on, is being the best version of yourself and not being better than other people, because that's a fool's game, comparing yourself to others. But comparing yourself to yourself is always something that can be a good testament of how you are as a true player.
And you don't like Logan's beard game. You don't think he has a strong beard game.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Beard's all right.
Beard's all right. It's all right.
It's mustache March though, so I think he's shaving. Okay. I've heard most of the team's gonna jump in on it.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a good deal. Well, the Colonels will be home on Tuesday against old rival Western Kentucky, like you were just saying. 16 innings with those guys last year.
Very long one. Yes, we had a really good outing from some of our relievers last year that got us in the position to win that game. It ended up falling short, but it was a long one. It was at Western last year, so we get them here this year. So I'm hoping we can come out there with the dub.
Yeah. 3 appearances for you on the season. You made 1 start, and your first pitch of the season.
Went a long way.
The kid from Mercer hit a home run off of you. Hey, as a pitcher, it's going to happen, especially in college baseball with the metal bats and everything. Man, it's just.
There's good players. Our Coach Pro always says those guys are on scholarship too. So I know within myself that I have the ability to come back and be a person that can help this team win, but I have had a struggle from start, so it is what it is. Trying to come back this week and things start in the right direction.
That's just 1 pitch, man.
No. Just one.
What kind of where do you see yourself fitting in here? Like, so you've started, you've been a midweek starter at times. You done some long reliefs. Obviously I know you'll do whatever they ask you to do, and
100%.
You're definitely a team guy. But kind of where do you see yourself fitting into this pitching staff right now?
I'd say mostly out of the back end of the bullpen. So say like a late or mid to late of the game. I wouldn't say as much of a long relief guy, because we got a lot of guys that have been real successful in that, and guys that I think will continue doing that throughout the rest of the year. We've also had some starters that have stepped up pretty big in the midweek spots. So I think those guys are going to start being more consistently in that midweek role. So I don't see myself starting as much, and the closing role is locked down. Yeah. So I think mid to late will probably be where I'll end up setting up for Will Bryan, setting up for Garrett, guys like that. So. Yeah,
we'll talk a little bit more about Will. He's a preseason All-American. Just a shutdown guy at the back end of that bullpen.
He's unreal. I mean, it really is fun to watch. He doesn't even have to be on, to be the best pitcher on the field at all times, in both dugouts. It's honestly kind of unreal. We joke around with him all the time, just he's throwing super hard. I think he's touched 95 this fall. He's been a 2 to 4 pretty much every outing this spring, and always yelling at him, throw harder and stuff. So he's been unreal, electric out of the pen. And it's been huge for us to have a guy that you can rely on like that. Just anytime you need to out, put the ball in his hand, he's going to get it.
Yeah, well, one more weekend. You'll be at Austin Peay this coming weekend, and then you'll jump into ASUN play. Any kind of feel yet for that league? I mean, you guys brand new to it. I mean, a lot of people think it's going to be harder than the OVC just because a lot of those teams are south of us where there's better weather, and they can obviously it's not snowing in January and February like it is here. Yeah. So, I mean, you guys have any kind of feel for what that league is going to be like yet?
We have expectations that we're going to go in there and do what we do, compete, and hopefully come out there with a win on our side of the bracket and then test our chances in the conference tournament. Like I said earlier, nothing's guaranteed, but we definitely we see ourselves as a competitive team and a team that's going to go out there and compete against anybody that you put in the other dugout, no matter what their ranking is or where they're from. So I think that no matter, yes, it is different, but I think it's about the same. Baseball is still baseball, and I think we're going to go in there and I expect good things this year from even in the ASUN.
Yeah, we're off to a great start, 7-5 on the season, coming off a sweep of Bowling Green over the weekend. They'll be home on Tuesday, Western Kentucky, 4 o'clock. Get over there and watch them. If the weather's nice, get out there. I know that this time of year it's tough to get people to come out when it's like 35 and drizzle in the rain, you know.
Huge crowds are a little tough on this time of year.
Yeah, but if the weather's nice, definitely get out there and check them out. Got some local kids playing there too as well, and Logan and his. Well, maybe his beard. He may have it gone by then. Maybe by Tuesday it might be gone, so we don't know by then. But come on out, support the Colonels. It's a brand new challenge being in the ASUN this year and moving forward. And it's kind of funny you guys playing Austin Peay this coming weekend because they used to be in the OVC with you, and then they will be in the ASUN next year.
Yeah,
so
moving with us.
Former conference rivals and future conference rivals, but these are just non-conference games.
Non-conference games early in the year.
So that's all right. There you go.
It'd be fun.
Heading down to Clarksville, though. At least that's a short trip.
I don't know if I've ever been. We didn't go last year. They came up here to us last year, so it'd be a fun trip.
There's going to be some long trips in the ASUN. So.
I love the road trips, though. Yeah. So much fun.
But see, at least with baseball, you get to be there for 3 days. And
yeah.
You can get to a hotel and you can settle down.
Most of the time, we travel on Thursdays, and then we'll get there stay Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night. So we're there basically 4 days. So it's pretty nice.
Like the basketball will do like a Thursday, Saturday, or Wednesday, Saturday, and have to go in between. So at least you can go and set up.
I know they had a few down in Florida this year where they traveled down, traveled back. It's a long trip.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's all right.
Happens.
You guys are young. You guys can handle it.
Yeah, we can.
All right, man. I appreciate you coming by. Best of luck to you guys going forward and the rest of the team as well. And we'll get Logan in here one of these days too. He couldn't make it today. We tried to get Logan here too. Right? We're just picking on him because he couldn't be here. So, but he couldn't be here today. So. But we'll get all you guys in here. Maybe some of the other guys on later too.
Yeah, definitely. So. We'll have to get me and Logan in here together.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just let you guys do the show. You guys can just talk. I can take a week off.
Thank y'all for having me again.
Yeah, we can have Roof can come in here and do it.
Yeah, Coach Roof, join us in.
We probably have better luck getting Withers in here than Roof. So.
I don't know.
Roof doesn't like being on camera. I don't think so. But it's a lot of fun. So, man, appreciate you coming in, man. Good luck to you the rest of the way.
Thank you all.
And that'll wrap up this week's edition of the Richmond Register Sports Show. We'll be back next Sunday with a brand new edition at 9 p.m. And as always, the best place to keep up with everything in Madison County sports is Richmond R Sports on Twitter and Register Sports on Facebook. We'll see you next time.
The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by Metronet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Central Kentucky Pressure Washing, Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. And by MEL'S BARBER SHOP, established 2019. Walk-ins welcome. Visit them 102 St. George Street in Richmond. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms. Thanks for watching the Richmond Register Sports Show. For more information about all things sports in Madison County, log on to richmondregister.com or on Twitter. And like us, Register Sports on Facebook. Get the Richmond Register directly to your mailbox or get the app online and visit richmondregister.com.